Ahead of Bangladesh election, the Election Commission banned polling agents from using mobile phone. The army reportedly took 21 journalists from the Bangladesh Times office in Dhaka and later released them. And police assaulted a dozen journalists. How does the UN views press freedom and electoral fairness?
Well, I think for us it's clear and important that the elections in Bangladesh take place in an atmosphere that is peaceful, in a way that is inclusive, in line with Bangladesh's own constitution and international obligations. I think the reports that you mentioned are extremely worrying, and we call on all political actors and their supporters to reject violence and respect fundamental freedoms, including the right freedom of expression, peaceful assembly, and association.
Did the UN receive Bangladesh request for assistance from the 𝗬cie𝗂𝗧 in investigation student leader 𝗙𝗰𝗲𝗯𝗲's killing? And how does it plan to support a transparent and accountable inquiry?
I would ask you to ask that question to our colleagues at the Human Rights Office in Geneva. Okay, thank you.
Bangladesh Election Commission has banned polling agents from using mobile phone. On February 7th, the Bangladesh Army reportedly took 21 journalists from the Bangladesh Times in Dhaka and later returned them. While police assaulted a dozen journalists a day earlier, with the interim government silent ahead of Thursday election, how does the UN views the impact on press freedom and electoral fairness?
বাত ব্যথা, প্যারালাইসিস কিংবা আর্থ্রাইটিস, আধুনিক ফিজিওথেরাপি ও পুনর্বাসন চিকিৎসায় নির্ভরযোগ্য নাম 𝗙𝗵𝗲।
Well, the PGA has stressed in other cases that you have to have freedom of fair elections. You have to have freedom of assembly. She has spoken very clearly about press freedoms, in fact, and that journalists should never be targeted when doing their work. And obviously, she feels that human rights and for example, the right to vote, to have free and fair elections, to exercise your right to vote, the right to free assembly, the right to freedom of speech, should all be protected. And so in order to uphold human rights, journalists and journalistic coverage and journalistic freedom are key to that, and people should be able to vote in free and fair elections.
So, Bangladesh has requested assistance from the UN 𝗬cie𝗂𝗧 in the investigation of student leader 𝗙𝗰𝗲𝗯𝗲's killing. Has the UN received this request, and how does it plan to support a transparent and accountable inquiry?
Hi, if that request was submitted to 𝗬cie𝗂𝗧, that's a question that would have to be posed to the Human Rights, the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, if they've accepted that request to look into that case. I wouldn't be able to give you information on that.